Hey guys, this is Josh with Midnight Auto Repair coming back to you, and I'm doing a quick review on these, the Ranger ATR. And mostly I'm doing it because there are 3 videos I have found on these. And what's incredible is the fact that these are probably one of the most aggressive but cheap, not mud tires on eBay. You can still get them on Amazon too. I think they're a few bucks more, but eBay gave me the best deal at this time. So we're gonna talk about these. I've got over 1,000 miles on them. I'm going to give you guys a good comprehensive review and I guess hit the finer points on them, because the other videos I've seen, they kind of allude to it and then they just never followed through. So I figured I've put over 1,000 miles on them. I've taken them down like really bad rain, interstate driving. So to the point where I can kind of testify to the water evacuation. Then we're gonna go for a ride and listen to the sound, so stay tuned. All right, so what we got here today? We got my Silverado, which, fantastic truck. This thing has been an absolute champion. I'm almost due for the second oil change for my Valvoline Restore and Protect series. So if you guys want to see some of that, I'll drop it in I'll put a little link here for you. But mostly I wanted to bring up the fact that I had to put tires on this thing in a hurry because the old Goodyears that were on it, they were the Trail Runner ATs. And they were shot. I mean, this thing, I was coming back from West Virginia, it downpoured, and the whole truck started kind of trying to pick its own direction. And we really can't have that. So I got a daughter, as you guys know, and truck's gotta be safe. So I came across these. And these are what's considered, or at least what I would consider, a off-road biased all-terrain. Kind of like the bfgoodrich all-terrain TA KO2s, or what was that, the Falcon Wild Peaks, stuff like that. Stuff that is it's designed more for you actually take it off-road. It's not like the Trail Runner AT, where the Trail Runner AT is kind of designed more for highway driving. You know, it's meant to be more on the road, but if you happen to find a little dirt, it's comfortable with it. Now with these, they're not bad. I mean, it's got a good styled sidewall. You know, it's got the tread blocks are what get me, because it really does have a very, what I would consider a rugged terrain pattern. So it's not quite an RT tire, but I would definitely file it more in that category than like a standard all-terrain. It has very wide voids to it. Obviously water evacuation was fantastic going down the interstate 70-75 mile an hour with it downpouring. But for off-road, I would say these probably be very comfortable doing, I wouldn't say mud bogging, but I would definitely say if you're on like a fire trail of some sort, or you know, you gotta get back into the woods, go hunting, these are perfect. Wide voids, lots of biting edges. They do have the 3-peak mud and snow rating to them, so being from Pennsylvania, I'll be able to tell you guys that one if you want to see more on these later. But I mean, really just doing a quick overview. Now the other thing that I wanted to bring up, and when I read the reviews, some people said that they took a lot of weight to balance. I can't testify to that one too much, for the sheer fact of, I think whoever had these rims before they ended up on this truck like to jump railroad tracks, because 3 out of the 4 wheels here took 5 or 6 ounces of weight, all in the same spots that it was with the old tires. So it's not the tires that took that weight, it's the rims that are so whacked now that's what it took just to get them kind of in line. The one that was straight though only took 3/4 of an ounce on each side. So I mean, the one wheel I had that was good the tire balanced out perfectly. But yeah, well, I guess what we're going to do is I'll get on the road and get you set up, and then we're going to see if we can hear these things going down the road. Now, from my experience, if you went from the OEM all-terrain tires, they put on a lot of these are probably going to be loud to you. If you came back off of a mud tire, these things are going to be whisper quiet. It's all in perspective as to how loud they're going to be for you, but I'll put them on in the car, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're now on the road, and I'm going to try to get up a little speed. That way when we go around these corners, you can kind of hear these things. Now, this is in a half-ton Silverado, so really doesn't have a lot of sound deadening, so if we're going to hear something, we'll hear it. Alright, so if you guys were able to hear that, there's a little tire howl when you go down the road. Like I said, these are more of an aggressive all-terrain. These aren't like a highway bias tire. They're meant to see some dirt, some rocks, some other stuff like that. They are aggressive. But for what they are, they're impressively quiet, because I've driven like bfgoodrich all-terrain KO2s. I've driven them, the KM2s, the mud terrains. I've driven buckshot mud terrains. I've driven a number of others, because I worked at a four-wheel drive shop. You know, mud terrain kind of comes to the territory. Even pro comps, you know, driving on mud tires, you'd hear this thing. I remember when I had a set of Swamper TSLs, you could hear that Jeep coming 3/4 of a mile away. But this is really quiet. Now, I wouldn't want to put these on my Escalade if that's all I ever did was drive around town. But, you know, this rig, I built it to tow. I also built it to be able to pull stuff off. And yes, you did see that right. That was somebody who doesn't quite, they're getting a feel for it. Yeah, there we go. Anyhow, back to the topic. So, with these all-terrains, I mean, if you're on the highway all of the time, highway tires are probably going to be more your jam than anything else. But if you do tend to, you know, like say you've got a long, how should I say, country driveway that gets rough in the inclement weather, these are perfect. If you like to go off-road a little bit, or you're going up to a hunting cabin, these are perfect. You know, in my case, I do a bit of highway driving, and, you know, eventually I'm going to be going and dragging some cars out of the woods. I kind of wanted something that had a little bit of bite to it. Oh, hey, turn signal's optional too. But anyhow, so, guys, this is Josh from Midnight Auto Repair coming back to you. I wanted to do a quick but kind of comprehensive review on this. If you enjoyed it, like, share, and subscribe. I'm getting ready to do some bigger things. I wanted to bring you along for that. I'm going to have another video coming up on the oil change on this thing, because it's going to be the second run of the Valvoline Restore and Protect. If you guys saw my first video, you'll know that it clogged the filter in 2,700 miles. So we're going to see what the second filter looks like. But guys, I appreciate you. If you stayed all the way through, that really means the world to me. And if you want to see more of this, I can't promise I'll have a whole lot more tire reviews, but anything I do, I'll be happy to bring you along with. So, guys, have a wonderful day. See you on the next one.